Good afternoon, Malacañang Press Corps. Happy Monday. Happy birthday, Secretary Panelo. Let's now have Presidential Spokesperson and Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Salvador Panelo.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to read a memorandum circular number 65, pursuant to proclamation number 60, which declared last week of September of every year as Family Week, in order to afford government workers like you more time to spend with their families on this and girlfriends. The first day of the 27th National Family Week celebration, work in government offices in the executive branch on September 23, 2019 is hereby suspended from 3 p.m. in the afternoon onwards. Also, I remember I read a directive from the Supreme Court Chief Justice that courts will be also working half day today. And by the way, thank you everybody for your advance birthday greeting. One culprit announced it, and then seconded by your president, and other anchors followed suit, and now I'm deluged with happy birthday greetings. Even I think PRRD mistook it. Ano? Bakit ba kayo interesado? Pag nagpadala ako ng lechon sa inyo, yun na yun. Advance nga, advance. Thank you for your advance birthday greeting. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, questions? Joseph.
Sir, clarification lang. So 3 p.m. all government workers, tapos suspended yung work ng 3 p.m.
Yes, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. The executive branch. Executive branch lang.
Ito na yun.
Siyempre, sa executive lang. Pero sa Supreme Court, ano na yan, ha?
So executive lang, sir. So halimbawa...
Yung memorandum.
Oo. So halimbawa, teacher ka, pwede?
Yung alin?
Tama, executive yun eh. Okay, so yung legis kanila, yung call nila yon, and then the Supreme Court, do you have information?
Meron na. Nabasa ko na.
Ah?
Na half day lang sila ngayon.
Congress, wala pa, sir.
Wala pa. Bakit? Ang Congress naman usually, wala naman yung mga congressman doon. Siguro yung mga staff.
Classes daw, sir. Classes. Classes ba?
Walang sinasabi sa classes.
Classes, hindi.
Paano yung public school teachers na kung alas 3 lang, di wala na silang klase?
Sa kasama yung sa executive branch, yung mga teachers. Pero teka muna, may kulatilya.
Oh.
Basahin ko kulatilya. However, those agencies whose functions involve the delivery of basic and health services, preparedness, response to disasters and calamities, and or the performance of other vital services shall continue with their operations and render the necessary services. The suspension of work in other branches of government and independent committees or bodies is left to the sound discretion of the respective heads management.
So, sir, yung mga bata nga, may pasok pa rin sila?
Di ba basic service yung teaching?
Hindi, sir, emergency yung mga basic services.
Ano?
Wala. So, may pasok yung mga kids. So, ito lang yung
Hindi
mga
ko alam kung kasama Kuya.
Ano talaga?
Nasa school authorities na yun kung gusto nila.
Oo nga, paano yun?
Yung head ng public schools pa rin magde-decide.
Under ng, so yun, school, under ng DepEd walang pasok.
Pero meron ngang kulatilya. Oh,
Sir, ano yan pag may mga
Bakit?
emergency
Vital
yan?
yung education, Pareho rin yun ng health. Di ba? Vital
Questions, MPC? Tanong ka, Rose. Sino pa may tanong? MPC? Oh, Rose Novenario.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, may report ang NICA na may 31 radio broadcasters daw po ang konektado sa CPP-NPA. Ano po yung reaction ng palasyo rito?
Wala pa akong report doon. I will ask, we have to validate that from Secretary Esperon. Wala pa akong, tagal kami nag-uusap ni Presidente kagabi, wala kami siyang binabanggit doon. Baka hindi niya pa kakatanggap na memo.
So, hindi policy po ba ng gobyerno na mag-red tag ng media men?
Hindi naman. Di ba, ever since si Presidente sinasabi, you're all free to criticize this government.
So, hihingian niyo po ng report yung NICA?
Yeah, well, I will ask Secretary Esperon.
Sir, thank you.
Okay, questions, MPC? Wala na kayong tanong?
Thank
Ina.
you.
Sir, can you clarify once and for all itong memorandum ordering government departments to suspend negotiations for and signing of loan and grant agreements with countries that supported the Iceland resolution? Initially, you said hindi, and now I understand.
Hindi. Actually, kasi yung tanong ninyo sa akin lahat is kung nag-issue si Presidente. So I asked the President. And sabi niya, hindi. But nung pinakita ng memo na may science yan, di tinanong ko ulit siya. Naalala niya. Na meron nga. Sabi ko, do you still maintain? Of course. Sabi niya, yun. And he explained to me why. He explained to me why he feels that the Iceland resolution is not only offensive, but is also to him, but also offensive to this country because that Iceland resolution presupposes that we're not doing anything about the complaints about abuses, which is not true. We've been prosecuting. In fact, every death arising from police operation on drugs is automatically subject to administrative and criminal prosecution. Because the SOP there is when there is death arising from any raid involving the police, immediately they are subjected to administrative and criminal prosecution. But ang problema kasi, may mga nagrereklamo ng police abuse, pero hindi sila nagpa-file formally. Kung mag-file naman, wala namang ebidensya. Pero pag meron, inihahain. Yan ang nagiging problema.
Sir, has Malacañang assessed the possible impact of this memo
Yes.
on possible projects that could come from these countries?
It will not dramatically, even slightly, I think, impact on our economy. For one, the loans and agreements that are currently in existence are being implemented, so it will not affect. Number two, out of the 18 countries involved, according to Secretary Dominguez, only UK has an offer of 21 million euros as loan, I think, with respect to this build project ni Presidente. But there are other bilateral partners and institutions and other countries outside of the 18 offering the same and no better rates than this particular country offering. Madalit sabi, walang epekto sa atin. Ang gusto ni Presidente sabihin sa inyong lahat, he cannot comprehend why Iceland is so concerned about the alleged brutal slaying of suspected criminals which occur because the lives of those people who are enforcing the law are endangered, and yet it has a law that allows killing murdering unborn children, unborn babies, aged 6 months and below. Kaya, that's why he said, hindi po pwede ito. They're imposing their culture to us, pero tingnan mo ginagawa nila. Kaya sabi niya, tell them kaya ako nagmumura. That's why I curse. Talagang sinasadya ko dahil galit ako sa ginagawa nila sa atin at sa ating bansa. Papaimbestigahan tayo. As if, kung makapagsalita sila, sila nga mga murderers. Dumarating, lumalabas sila nga yun eh. Pero tayo, we do our job. We prosecute. But give us evidence. And then he said last night, oh, how will they explain? Like I've been asking you people, how will you explain 80 plus deaths of our policemen? How will you explain 800 plus serious injuries involving policemen who served warrants for the arrest of suspected persons connected with drugs? And the president said, how will they explain, for instance, that many policemen died arising out of the service of warrant in Marawi that precipitated the war in Marawi? Ilang daang sundalo namatay natin. O sige nga, sabi niya, may puro drug-related yun eh. Now, sabi niya, and yun din na sinasabi ko, show us this 20,000, 60,000 deaths. Give us the dates, the names of the people, those who abused, the circumstances surrounding them. Wala naman silang may pakita kahit na isa. And yet, we in the government show on television, PTV4, every day, yung mga deaths o injuries ng mga police raids. In other words, yung almost 66,000 deaths arising from police raids, police operations against drug-involved persons are recorded. We know the dates, when they happened, the people involved, the police officers who conducted the raid, the suspects, and the circumstances surrounding them. We have the records, pero sila wala.
Sir, just I'm reading the list of 18 countries. Just to be clear, Argentina, Australia, Austria, Bahamas, walang, at the time the memo was issued, there was no ongoing negotiation that was affected or suspended, except dun sa binanggit mo na UK,
Yeah,
sir.
wala.
Yun lang.
Oh, yun ang sabi ni Secretary Dominguez.
Sir, I'm wondering, why did how can the President forget such an
Oh,
order?
may ikaw naman.
Considering it's
as if
an
naman
important-
this president is doing nothing. My
No, I'm
goodness.
just asking.
No,
He
exactly.
forgot, nakalimutan
Kumbaga, temporary lang yun. Nung mapakita yung memo, tell them I directed the executive secretary at the height of that Iceland resolution.
Okay.
And I'm maintaining that, sabi niya. Oh, tapos, alam mo naman si Presidente, ang haba niya magkwento. Ang tagal namin. Yun lang. In fact, dun sa event, nagkikwento kami, kakabit. Yun na naman. Nakauwi na ako, ganun pa rin ang kanyang line.
Thank you, sir.
Follow up, Joseph.
So sir, clarification, no? Yung existing ng mga loans, hindi yun maapektuhan, no?
Hindi, kasi i-implement na.
Alright, kasi may mga Austria dito.
Basahin ko sa inyo yung text ni Secretary Sani para mas lalong klaro.
Okay.
In fact, kasama yun sa statement kong nire-release. Hindi, ngayon, pero mauna na kayo. Sani, Secretary Sani Dominguez. Kasi ang dami rin nagtatanong sa kanya. Sabi niya, my response. So I'm adopting his response. Here. The suspension of talks with the countries which voted in favor of the UN HRC resolution will not have a significant impact on the country. First, it will not affect existing grants and loans, if any, because they're already being implemented. Number two, all proposed engagements with the said countries except for one small project loan in the amount of 21 million euros are technical assistance grants and hence will not significantly affect the infrastructure program of the government. In any case, he says, multilateral development financial institutions and other bilateral partners have signified their intention to finance said 21 million euros. And finally, the rates offered by said countries, if ever, are no better than the rates already offered by multilateral development financial institutions and bilateral development partners. And for your information, total existing grants on record is $377.43 million US dollars, broken down as Australia, 228.89, Italy, 4.71, Spain, 0.57, France, 6.72, Germany, 15.31. All of this will not be affected. Total pipeline which will be affected. France, value to be determined with Metro Manila BRT project valued at 21 million euro. Germany around 46.58 million USD. Spain valued at 0.20 M. Yun ang complete. Ang alin? Spain valued at 0.20. 0.20 lang. T20.
Okay, follow up, Rose.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon po.
Rose.
Sound check. So, clarify lang po, effective until now, yun pong directive na stop ang lahat na.
Yes.
And it will be implemented until the term of the president ends.
Yes.
Will this be the policy of the Duterte administration to stop negotiating with countries that criticize the anti-drug war of the administration?
Yung limited lang yun doon sa Iceland resolution.
Ano po ang reaction ng Palace regarding sa statement ni Congressman Rufus Rodriguez na knee-jerk reaction lang daw po ng Palace ito?
Yun ang sagot ko. Hindi ba siya, pinasa ko na nga yung response ng ano. Yun na ang response namin. Hindi totoo yun. Ang nag-knee-jerk sila. Yun ang knee-jerk. They don't know the facts. They don't even know kung merong existing loans. Ayan, we presented to you.
Okay, thank you po.
Okay, Pia, and then Celerina, follow up.
Sir, I'm looking at the website of Australian Aid. At nakasulat dito, overview of Australia's aid program to the Philippines. 2019 to 2020, total Australian ODA estimate. So 2019 to 2020, it's 79.7 million US dollars. So, or Australian dollars, I'm not sure. So, anong ibig sabihin nito, sir? Will this be scrapped already kasi hindi siya kasama dun sa binanggit ninyo kanina?
Eh, ano ba nakalagay dyan? Is that being offered to us?
Yes, it's
Is
ODA estimate, sir, for
Ano yan, technical
2019 to
assistance ba yan?
2020.
Kasi kung
It's-
technical assistance, walang problema ang mga technical assistance. Nandiyan pa rin yan. Ang sinasabi natin yung loans and grants. Pero with respect to technical assistance, okay yan. Hindi apektado yan.
ODA is kind of a loan din, sir, di ba?
Alin, no?
ODA is a loan, di ba?
Oo, kung loan, hindi apektado yan.
So,
Pero hindi yan kasama doon. Baka naman existing na yan. Wala pa, di-suspendido yan.
alright. So, it's an estimate for 2019 to 2020. Already an estimate. So, malamang hindi pa rin po ito planchado because it's just an estimate.
Kaya nga, hindi kasama yan. Basta ayaw ni Presidente may pag-negotiate doon sa mga bumoto sa Iceland.
Okay, sir. Sir, nabanggit nyo din kanina yung sa France, may proposal na project to help Metro Manila Bus Rapid Transit, 21 million euros. Tama po ba? So, considering, sir, yung bigat ng traffic sa EDSA, don't you think that 21 million euros to set up a BRT project in Metro Manila is not a significant
Layon,
assistance?
di ba? Have you read about Ramon Ang's proposal? Yung elevated, I was talking to him last night, ang ganda ng proposal niya. Yeah, tuloy yun. Tinanong ko siya, how much is that? $3 billion US dollars, sabi niya. In less than 2 years, gawa yan. Tapos pinakita niya sa akin, sa ano yata, Jakarta. Pinakita niya sa akin yung mga ginawa nila doon.
Well, I don't think, sir, that's an either-or. That's part of the effort, sir, to alleviate traffic. So we can't really say that itong elevated highway in Metro Manila would solve
Oh, it will solve.
EDSA
Definitely
traffic.
it will solve. How can it not be solved kung magkailan? 6 lane, 8 lanes? Meron kang 8 lanes elevated na highway, tapos meron ka pa rin sa baba. Ba't naman hindi?
So, ibig sabihin, sir, we don't need other projects to solve traffic in Metro Manila because we have that one big project.
Oh, how's that again?
You're saying, yung sa BRT, sir, you're saying na we can forego this project.
Of course. Kung meron ng itong kila Ramon Ang, hindi man tayo
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, Salarina.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, so just in case, like, if ever other countries would also criticize the government on its war against drugs, are we expecting the same policy na the government would reject whatever assistance they would offer us? Like, for instance, although it's improbable, like, for instance, Japan, it would criticize the war on drugs.
As you said, it's improbable.
Yeah, but how about the other?
Supported nga tayo.
How about the other countries?
Pag nangyari yan, then I'll respond to you. Puro speculation lang yun.
So in the meantime, nakafocus lang siya
Doon lang
dun
tayo
sa...
dun sa Iceland resolution, those who voted in favor.
Sir, speaking of Japan, yung tinext ko sa inyo the other day na did you ask the president already if he will attend the ceremonial? The
Yes, he
enthronement?
said he has so many work to do. He might be just sending somebody there.
Sino po yung kinoconsider?
Wala siyang sinabi.
Okay, follow-up muna tayo. Romel, follow-up ba yan? Other issue. Si ano muna, RJ and then Joseph.
Wala si Henry.
Sir,
Sa bagay, naka-score na ito kanina, haba.
sir, if that's the policy of President Duterte against his critics, especially those countries who voted in favor of the Iceland resolution, naisip din ba ng Pangulo na mag-withdraw na lang sa UN?
Tatanungin natin siya kung gusto niya mag-withdraw.
But would that be prudent for the President to do that?
Nag-i-speculate ka na naman. Di pa nga natin lang kung iniisip niya yun. We'll ask him first.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Joseph.
So you mentioned, ang affected is going to be Spain, no? 0.20. Ito yung nasa pipeline. But France, he didn't sign. France didn't sign. So irrelevant, sir, yung 21 million euro. So we're just talking about Spain. Na,
Yung France hindi bumoto?
No.
O, hindi tuloy sa France.
ba't binanggit,
Basta yung lang mga bumoto.
ba't binanggit ni Sexani? Hala.
Hindi. Kaya niya
Ayun lang yung mga projects that are
Oo,
there.
kaya niya binanggit yun.
So we're talking about just Spain. Yun yung maapektuhan, no? Kasi it's
Kung
in the
baga,
pipeline.
meron ding mga bansa na nag-offer at acceptable sa.
Alright. So Spain lang, sir. Kasama na, susunod ko sa Spain lang. Anyway, sir, sa elevated EDSA, you talk of it as though it's been approved. Has it been approved?
I know it's a proposal, but it's
Yes.
a beautiful proposal.
Yeah, but my question is,
I understand he was talking with Secretary Tugade, and Secretary Tugade is welcoming such an idea.
pero that will have to go through NEDA, no?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay, Romel, TV5. Other issue na to.
Medyo related. Sir, morning. Sir, reaction lang, mataas pa rin yung approval ratings, yung mga satisfaction ratings ng drug war ni Presidente. Itong
Good you mentioned that. In fact, that is our response to the critics. Like that human rights, somebody there was ahead of my interview. Sinasabi, the usual. Ang problema, the survey shows 82%. And it has been unchanged since 2 years ago, I think. Anong ibig sabihin nun? These are the people who know the circumstances on the ground. These are the respondents asked by SWS. Kung talagang may problema tayo sa pag-aabuso, lalabas sa survey yun. Sinasabi kanina ni Christian, sir, kasi magaling magsalita si Presidente, may rapport sa masa. Kahit ako pinakamagaling na speaker yan sa buong mundo, pareho rin ni Mr. Marcos, kung ang reality mo sa ground may abuso, tatanggalin ka gaya ng ginawa sa kanya. Bakit ang kanyang approval rating ganun pa rin? So, ibig sabihin, hindi totoo lahat ng mga criticism against it.
Follow up lang, sir. Sir,
Going forth na tayo, ha? Lampas na tayo ng 3 years.
sir, ito rin yung siguro yung basis ng presidente kung bakit siguro malakas ang loob to pabayaan na lang itong mga proposals na itong mga project na ito, sir.
Hindi lang sa malakas ang loob kasi alam niyang tama ang ginagawa niya. At nakikita mo yung tao, suportado siya.
Okay, Romel? Tuesday New?
Hi, sir.
Yep.
Mayroon kang early statement kanina na you are supportive of the position of Congressman Rufus Rodriguez na magbitiw na yung PMA Superintendent, Lieutenant General Ronnie Evangelista. Is this your own opinion lang, sir, or the
personal
President?
opinion ko lang yan. Kasi sabi, as I was saying, if I were the boss, how can I be staying a minute longer in my office if I do not know what's happening in my office? Di ba? You are the superintendent of the PMA. Tapos mahihising pa niya. Ba't di mo alam yan? Ba't di mo may stop? That is precisely why, personally, I'm suggesting that there must be a law that will make the heads, like the PMA, accountable. Criminally, tigil yan. Alam mo, pag ginawa mong criminally subject sila sa prosecution, I don't think magkakaroon pa ng hising. Kahit sa mga fraternities. Gawin mo yung pinaka-head, papakulong mo.
So will you propose this, sir, to the President na ipag-utos na ganon? Gawing criminally liable yung
Sa
head?
Congress yun, hindi sa Presidente. Kongreso yun.
And alam na po ba ni Presidente yung nangyari sa PMA and ano yung thoughts niya about it?
Siyempre, galit siya sa nangyayari. Alam mo si Presidente. He's one man who is always outraged by any kind of oppression. And hazing is an oppressive act. Kasi sinasaktan mo, intentional, murder nga ang dating pag namatay. Siyempre, ayaw niya yun.
May latest directive ba siya, sir, hinggil dito?
Hindi naman kailangan siya mag-directive pa. Alam na nila ang dapat nilang gawin pag nagkaroon ng ganitong insidente.
Okay, Lay? Ay, sorry. Tuesday may follow-up? Follow-up ba, Lay? Okay. Raymond?
Sir, pero in the real world, do you think talagang mawawala yung tradisyon ng hazing or parang
Bakit hindi?
sa PMA?
Gawin mo nga ang heinous crime yan at responsible yung heads and all members. Tigil yan. Ako. Sige nga, kung ikaw ang head, ba't ka naman papayag? Hindi ka na papayag siyempre. Ngayon, hindi.
Okay, sir. Pero can you assure the family of Mr. Dormitorio ng justice considering
Oh yes, we will prosecute those
yung
people behind. Hindi pwede yan.
knowing the code of umerta sa
Hindi totoo yun.
yes.
Basta may ebidensya at may nagsalita, alam mo kasi, kailangan may ebidensya ka when you prosecute. Kahit pa pinakahinos crime yan, kung wala kang ebidensya, documentary or testimonial, di-dismiss ng hukuman. Yan ang reality sa ground.
So you are supportive of even yung panawagan din ng pamilya
Personally, yes.
At heinous crime na yung
I'm personally, ako gusto ko ganyan, para matigil na yan.
personally as presidential spokesman.
No, personally as me.
Thank you.
Okay. Mag-last question na tayo kay Lay. Okay, Lay. Okay.
Hello po. Good noon, folks. nagsimula na po yung sumipa yung presyo ng produktong petrolyo dahil dun sa attack sa Saudi. Ano po yung ginagawang hakbang ng gobyerno para hindi masyadong indahin ng publiko?
Well, sabi ni Presidente, inatasan niya na sila, yung mga involved na agencies, na maghanap ng ibang mga sources ng oil para manatili yung ating supply. In other words, hindi tayo magre-rely nun.
Opo, follow-up lang po. Yung DOE po, parang may balak daw silang hilingin sa Malacañang na magbaba kayo ng executive order para bumuo ng Oil Contingency Task Force.
Sino yan?
Yung DOE mismo, magre-request daw yata po sa inyo.
Anong grupo yun?
Department of Energy po.
Ini-initial mo kasi. Hindi ko. Kung baga, I cannot be remembering all those initials na mga acronyms. In fact, nagre-react nga ako pag kahit sa opisina, pag sabi ni ganito, sino ito? Pag-iisipin mo ba ako kung kaninong initial yan? Anyway.
So ano po yung ano yung plano dito ng Malacañang? Kasi magre-request daw po yung Department of Energy ng Oil Contingency Task Force.
Then we will wait for the request and the palace, the office of the president will study it.
Okay.
Okay, last follow-up, Pia. Last for Tina Maralit.
Tribune.
Sir, good afternoon po. Sir, last week, the group Lawyers for Lawyers and several other international lawyers groups filed a petition asking President Duterte to, quote-unquote, stop attacks and extrajudicial killings against Filipino lawyers. Nakarating na po ba ito kay President?
Wala pa ako natatanggap nun.
Sir,
Saan sila nag-file? Supreme Court?
Sir, I'll send the link to you po. Tapos, pero sir, should it be proven po na may abuses nga po against lawyers, ano po ang ipag-uutos ng palasyo?
Hindi na kailangan mag-utos. We have laws. Laws. If you violate the law on that, then you will be prosecuted.
Pero sir, reaction po na yung accusations nga po na EJ case against lawyers, dahil daw po marami sa kanila human rights defenders na who are very critical of the
Hindi
government.
totoo yun. Alam mo, gaya na sinabi ko, kailangan kasi may ebidensya ka. You cannot just generalize. Kasi may mga lawyers na namamatay because of their involvement personally kung sinong kaaway nila. Second, yung tungkol sa mga kasong hawak nila, kung nagre-react yung mga kalaban nila. So, it doesn't follow. Depende.
Alright, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. Last three na tayo, ha? Rosalie, Pia, and then may dalawa, 5.
Rose.
Sec, tanongin lang po namin kayo, reaction nyo regarding dun sa statement ni Special Envoy to China, Ramon Tulfo, about dun sa statement niyang naging controversial, yung inambush kita kay Mayor Loot, former Mayor Loot.
Hindi ko alam. Anong
Ang sinabi po ni Special Envoy to China, Ramon Tulfo, knowing President, he really meant what he said. He's not dumb. Let's take the President for what he is, super honest but vulgar in his speech.
I agree because the President said it was a joke. So he really meant that it was a joke. I agree with Ramon Tulfo.
Pero hindi true yung
sinabi niya. Kasi tinanong ko si Presidente, di ba? Kasi ang basa ko, oh, by the way, I have a new position. Yeah. I am the head of the Department of Interpretations and Clarifications according to Senator Ontiveros. Kasi, di ba, ang unang interpretasyon ko doon, dahil hindi siya proficient sa Filipino language. Kaya instead na sabihin niya na inambus ka na, buhay ka pa. Ang nasabi niya inambus kita, buhay ka pa. Nung tinanong ko siya, sabi niya, sila naman, hindi na sila na sanay sa akin. Alam naman, palagi ako nagbibiro tungkol doon. Tingnan mo mga transcript ko. Ganun din na sinasabi ko. Kaya joke. It was a joke. So when Ramon Tulfo says, he meant what he said, then I agree. It was a joke, and he meant that it was a joke.
Okay, Pia?
Sir, last week you confirmed President Duterte's trip to Russia. Could you give us more details?
Wala pa eh, wala. Hindi ko nga alam ang flight details eh. Wala pa, hindi pa. Ongoing pa yun, baka nag-uusap pa sila eh.
Pero you said it was upon the invitation of Russian
Yes,
President
definitely. Yun ang sabi ni Presidente sa akin.
Putin. So ano po yung mga
Eh
posible
sabi niya,
na
antayin
pag-usapan?
niyo na lang daw ang sasabihin niya kung matuloy. Hindi, kung matuloy yung mga pagpunta at usapan doon, siyempre may mga agenda yan. Kung anong resulta, kumbaga wag nating pangunahan siya kung anong agenda niya.
Sir, during his last visit, President Duterte was able to secure arms from
yes.
Russia. Ganun din po ba, sir, yung target ni Presidente?
Baka naman this time, yung visit niya tungkol sa bala. Kasi noon, arms lang, di ba? Baka wala pang bala. Hindi pa natin nga alam kasi hindi niya man sinabi. Tinatanong ko, sabihin mo sa kanila maganda sila.
So meron din daw po siya, sir, sa Sochi. So ano yung pupuntahan niya dun?
Ano yung suot? Sa part ng Russia? Oo, narinig ko rin niya, pero hindi niya rin sinabi kung bakit.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Basta ang alam ko, si Joseph nandun.
Last three.
Hindi, wala naman ako sinabi sa Russia.
Raymond, Henry, and then Romel. Oh, last four na ha, last four na. 1 o'clock.
Kanina last 3, ngayon bigla naging last 4.
Sir, with the recent...
Sige, last na si Raymond.
Okay na? Sound check. Sir, with the recent development sa Middle East, lalo sa oil industry, then the expected na 1 peso and 28 centavos increase sa presyo ng diesel bukas, nabuhay na naman yung issue ng oil cartel, tapos yung monopoly of supply and demand and pricing of oil sa Pilipinas. Suportado niyo ba yung panukala na amendment ngayon sa oil deregulation law adding penalties? Kasi ngayon parang nga lang yung batas wala man lang ngipin to penalize yung mga oil companies to be proven na umaabuso sa kanilang practice.
I'll ask the President about it.
So wala bang parang gagawin ang Pangulo na parang malaputin? Yung parang ginawa ni Putin noon na talagang binanatan niya yung mga oil companies, mga businessmen sa kanila at tumino naman sila. Baka kailangan ng Pangulo medyo pagpantaan din papatayin yung mga nasa
Kung
oil
makarating
companies.
sa kanya mga proposal, di pag-aaralan niya.
Thank you, Raymond. Henry.
Secretary, sa pinakahuling statement ni Senator Rubio, lalo na bang lumabo ang tsansa na bumisita sa United States si Pangulong Duterte?
Pero ano sabi ni Senator Rubio?
Palayain daw po si Dilima. Sabi ni Senator Rubio, bogus yung charges ng administrasyon kay Senator Dilima. Therefore, dapat daw palayain ang senadora.
Agree na bogus yung mga statements niya. Yung statement niya, Senator Rubio, yun ang bogus. Walang batayan.
Okay. So,
Paano? Gaya nga na sinabi ko sa programa mo kanina, paano naman magiging bogus? 2 process ang dinaanan. Nagdemanda, nagkaroon ng PI, preliminary investigation, nagsumite ng ebidensya, nagsumite rin yung kalaban, tapos dinetermine ng prosecutor na may probable cause. Hindi naman huminto doon If final, under the Constitution, the judge personally should examine the evidence and find if there is probable cause before he can issue a warrant. Ginawa niya yun. May warrant. O, paano maging bogus?
sabi ninyo, you're not responding to a nonsense statement. Pero ang presidente mismo, yung word from the president, anong sabi niya kay Senator Rubio? The president himself?
Wala. Hindi ko tinanong tungkol doon.
Okay. So, malabo na ba siyang lalong pumunta ng US or what?
And unang-una, ayaw niya naman talaga pumunta ron. Di ba? Ayaw niya yung temperatura doon.
So, wala nang pag-asa?
Tingnan natin.
Thank you.
Sabi nga natin, kung mabago ang kalakaran, mababago rin ang posisyon niya.
Thank you,
Of course.
Henry. Last na, Joseph.
Sir, sa Paris, ayaw ni sir.
Oh, yan ang gusto ni Joseph. Sama ako.
Sir, ano to? Yung, medyo matagal na, pero wala pa kaming statement from you. Yung, there's a report from our own Defense Department saying that sometime in May, well, the report was released in September, sometime in May, blinak ng Chinese warship yung ating mga barko on a resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre sa Union Shoal, sir.
Saan galing yung report na yan?
DND.
O, hindi tatanungin ko si Secretary Delphine.
I mean, that's not my question.
Darating niya lang yata kahapon.
Yeah, but my question is that objectionable, that blocking of the Chinese warship of our resupply mission?
Bakit daw nila blinak? O, hindi tanungin natin kung totoo o hindi.
Well, it's a report from the DND. They could not be lying.
Hindi, ibig sabihin, bakit nila blinak?
You mean China?
Baka meron ng subject of protest din si Secretary Locsin.
Pero sir, hindi ba siya objectionable? I mean, it's a resupply mission to a permanent, semi-permanent ship there.
What's the purpose of that ship?
Resupply, sir, ibig sabihin, pagkain, oil, all the supplies that our soldiers need in Sierra Madre.
Ay, syempre, objectionable yun.
Okay, thank you, Joseph.
But,
Dadala lang pala ng pagkain, ba't mo naman iba-block?
what do you think of this, China doing this to us? Considering
I will
it's a
leave that to
friend?
the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Turf niyo na yun.
Sige.
Joseph, okay. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Secretary Panelo.
Thank you also.
Thank you, MPC. Back to our main studio sa People's Television Network.
All right.